Hi Theatre Addicts, I'm Jenna and I'm here for the 2018 Vancouver Fringe Festival to be watching Is That How Clowns Have Sex? A one-woman queer clown sets ed show, which is by Maximilian Productions and at Your Open Closet. This is part of the BYOV series. I'm excited to see this show. It should be, I'm hoping it'll be funny, as well as maybe provide a little bit of sexual education that I didn't know about. So yeah, I'll see you after this show. Bye! Hey, so I'm back and I watched Is That How Clowns Have Sex? A one-woman queer clown sets ed show, and it must have had a lot of fun. It was funny and engaging, and I think the audience agreed with me as they were laughing throughout the show as well. Do you want to say first, though, it is labeled as 14 plus, and I would agree with that assessment. I mean, it is sex talk, so something maybe you don't want to expose your kids to just yet, but definitely teenagers can go to this. I mean, there's nothing risque or too out there about the show, and it's the topic sexual education, so I mean they should be learning about this stuff anyways, and the show does sort of take a good look at critiquing past educational systems of teaching about sex and like the problems that were part of it, but all in a very funny, quirky, weird sort of way that, you know, will get you laughing. And so I think, yeah, it did a good job of that. The title says it's a one-woman show, so this is, the performer is Fiona Ross, and she plays a character called Beatrice, who is self-proclaimed sexpert, basically. And yeah, this sexpert is a clown, so she's funny and quirky and weird. If you're scared of clowns, I don't think you really have anything to worry about. This is a nice, sweet clown character, not anything sinister at all to it. I mean, she's trying to be inviting and engaging with the audience, and she does do that. So there's really isn't anything to worry about. I mean, unless you're terrified of all things clown, like, because she does have, like, the face makeup and the red nose and quirky clothes, so unless those things are a big turn off for you, then you should be fine. Like, you should be fine. And but Fiona Ross, or Beatrice, I should say, is sort of, I guess the character is sort of like naive and sort of like figuring out the world of sex as she goes along, and we're along with the road. So yeah, it's quite fun. One thing that this performance uses is a lot of props. So there's a lot of condoms and sex toys and blankets and posters and other weird things. And the objects are not all used in ways that you would think they would be used. So that's an interesting part of the show, and there's also adds a comedic element to it. I do have to say one criticism I do have with the show is that at certain times it's hard to see what the props are, and especially if you're at the back, you can't read what the signs say. So you either have to like sort of like look around people, or just wait till she says what's on the board. If she does say what's on the board, sometimes she doesn't read out everything that's written on there. So I would say maybe move the board up higher so that people in the back can see, because it's like a flat seating arrangement, like there's no levels. So if you're a short person and you're at the very back, you're not going to be able to read what's on the signs. So I would maybe improve that part. And that also has to do with the space of the place. So this is at Your Open Closet, which is a clothing store, so it's a bit different from your traditional theater stage, and it is like a very small space, so there's not a lot to work with. It works in that it's very intimate, so the performer can like easily move throughout the audience and talk to people and sort of engage with them. And yeah, you would prefer that smaller setting for this type of performance. But like I said with my critique, because it's a flat level and there's no incline, people at the back can't read what's the sign that she puts on at the front and the bottom on the floor. So that could be changed. But yeah, overall, she did a really good job of engaging the audience. I think she has great comedic timing, and she manages to get people involved and laughing. One thing that she does at the beginning of the show is she goes around and asks you to write down a question that you have about sex, like anything at all. It can be funny, it could be serious or whatever, and you write it and you hand it in. And so she picks out those questions throughout the show and answers them. And so there is a bit of improv element to this show. So I don't think any one show will be exactly the same, which is quite cool. And you can tell that she's good at thinking on her feet. There are times where, because there is a bit of improv element, sometimes the stuff gets a bit repetitive depending on what the question is. Sometimes go back to like a similar sort of act that she did for another question, but she manages to keep the audience laughing and engaged, so that's a good thing. If you're not scared of sex talk, this is a funny little intimate show that you can go to with a bit of non-traditional staging, so that's always nice to see. So that's about all I have to say. Once again, I'm Jenna, and I saw Is That How Clowns Have Sex? A one-woman queer clown sets edge show by Maximalist Productions at Your Open Closet, which is a clothing store. And so yeah, if you've seen the show, comment below, and make sure to check out our Theater Addicts YouTube channel, and visit our website to see more reviews and interviews that are coming out. And yeah, I'll see you around. Thanks. Bye.